All right, hi everybody, I'm Sarah, and I'm going to introduce you tonight to Time Traveler Tales and Tours. We make apps that bring history to life through story and games in the palm of your hand or at the tips of your fingers. I'd first like to just start with a little confession, which is that I got into this completely by accident. I am a career educator, curriculum developer, language and literacy specialist, and I set out to write a book in 2006. It was a history of Paris for kids 12 and up, and each chapter would take you to a different era in the history of this great city in the company of a character who lived at that time and whose actions helped shape that time. It would be fully bilingual and peppered throughout with sort of learning extension games and stuff like that. In 2009, I was ready to sell this book idea, and of course we had a global economic crisis and a digital revolution, and editors were mostly afraid of it. One of them even told me it was too interactive. In 2010, however, at the Bologna Children's Book Fair, I was lucky to meet a really great editor who really loved the concept. In fact, said it was the most exciting thing he saw at the whole fair that year. I thought I found my publisher, but then he followed it up with, "You're going to have to do it yourself." So I did. I decided I would mock it up and see if it was possible to self-publish it. In October 2010, I was ready to go with a beautiful little pocketbook. I assembled 48, 13, and 14-year-olds to take it out with me, and they told me, love learning history through story, love the learning games, love the treasure hunt, hated having to stop at every point and read out loud. Sarah, it stinks as a book, but it would make a really good app. So I ran right out and bought my first iPhone. And then this wonderful genius of a little kid, well, 14 years old, not too little, said he would help me do it. So we launched a Kickstarter campaign, we raised some money, I funded the rest, and we came up with the app, which is the history of the French Revolution. I figured if I could make the French Revolution accessible to kids, I could do anything. And so we started with the hardest story. It's narrated by Charlotte Corday, who takes you to the moments when she kills Jean Paul Marat in the bathtub. And in describing her motivations for murdering a man, she brings the revolution to life in ways that kids can understand. Oh, I should just say, the concept is it's a mashup between Magic Tree House, Horrible Histories, and Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, but for history, not geography. And sorry, gents, but story is paramount. Interactivity serves the story. The interactivity comes in several levels. The user with the character, as in any story, the user with the device, but it's also meant to be used user to user, so there's that, and also your user and the surroundings. So let me just give you a quick demo in the little bit of time I have left. There should be sound. It's meant to be that size, but I'm blowing it up for the purposes of the demo, so sorry for the pixelation. You arrive at a series of tip pages, which tells you exactly what you're going to do for the day, where you're going to go, etc. After this handy-dandy lesson in French culture, you arrive at the start of the app page, and you launch the app. My name is Marie-Anne Charlotte de Corday-Dalmer, but you may call me Charlotte. 3 days ago, I killed a man. I stabbed him through the heart as he soaked in the bath. I am now imprisoned. In the opening chapter, you're going to meet your tour guide and find out what era you're going to go to for the day and where your itinerary will take you. You can just listen or you can read along. Oh, it's fully bilingual. You could read along in French while you listen in English, or you can listen in French, or you can just read and not listen at all. When you get to the end of this starting chapter, the next element will launch. In this case, it's the more info element,
and you have the option of launching that. If we do choose to go and read, and we continue to advance the app, click the Bloody Knife button, which then takes us to directions to your starting point. The app moves in two ways, either through directions supported by maps which we've created for the app, or you are advanced by virtue of treasure hunts. The app prompts you to go look for an historical artifact. When you found it, you touch the Bloody Knife, and that launches this map orientation game where it asks you to identify on the map where this artifact is located, and there it is. Bravo, well done. And now we're in the next chapter.
I'm going to move it ahead because I'm running out of time. There's also multiple choice questions, and well, there are multiple chapters. The story takes you to the murder, which is the climax scene, and then you go to lunch. And, and you're in lunch in a restaurant that is a veritable museum of the Revolution, so you do another treasure hunt there that once you're finished, you show to the proprietor and they give you a 10% discount on lunch. And then you go to the prison where Charlotte was held until the day of her death. And anyway, so we launched the app.
And with an epilogue.
Shut up. So we launched the app, and we did everything wrong. You know, we had no marketing plan, we had no pricing strategy, we didn't even have a platform, we had an ugly website, but there must have been something there magical because we got all these awards. And I really like the School Library Journal Top 10 Award. And thank you. And then we decided we better do some cross-media stuff because you can't do anything with one app. So it's now out in the iBook store, both in English and in French, and it's coming out bilingually, and then we're going to print. We're going to do the dual language thing so we can be in various markets. And then something really tricky happened, and that is other authors are starting to come to me to say, can I do your London tours? Can I do your Rome tours? Can I do Boston tours? So I'm at a crossroads, and I was hoping to get some advice from you all today about whether or not I should try to scale this. So there I am. It's free for all of you. If you go to my website and click on publications and find it, it'll take you directly to the store. And I hope you'll buy it or download it and play with it and send me an email and tell me what you think.
The next person you want to come here?
Sure.
It's in the meeting, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I went over time big time. Any questions?
Any thoughts?
How much does it cost? $2.99. For now, it's free.
I do believe that it is a first at Dr. Magic to have touched the bloody knife to continue.
Well, we were really constrained by budgetary constraints, and it's already 2 years old, so it's really obsolete. And there's a lot more that could be done with the technology, but we just didn't do it because we didn't have the resources. So one of the things that I really like to do in moving this forward is make it better. So I'm absolutely dying for your real feedback.
Yeah, so it seems like you have this voice there that's a bit on the macabre side of history. And so I would think that if you would continue this franchise, it would be... It's funny when you said the name was Sarah Towle. I thought of Sarah Towle with the Assassination Vacation and weird books like that. And it's a franchise to tell history in a way that appeals to kids. And sometimes that is a little touch of shock and horror.
Yeah.
Although, when that guy was in the bathtub in the first scene, I thought it was like a chiclet kind of thing.
Oh.
I was like, okay, right? There you go.
Well, the story I'm working on right now is the history, or the origins of the Paris catacombs, and it's told through the voice of a gravedigger. So, yeah. No kidding.
Would you like some lasers?
Sure.
Dr. Magic, or you want to frame it?
That's fine.
All right, so take your lasers out, please. That's looking pretty good. Boy, what a cluster in the center, leaning toward the positive and the 6.5 shot trailer.
Some outliers, but a tight concentration in the 6 through 8.
I believe you're correct in that. Thank you very much.